Hey there, guys. Alright, today we are back with some more miscellaneous myths. This time, Ares' abduction. Before we dive in, make sure you go and check out the links in the description box below. I would love it if you joined the Discord and followed me over at Twitch. Okay. Nothing really to add here at the beginning. Which abduction are we talking about? Like, I'm guessing the abduction, like, Hephaestus, like, kind of fucks with Ares a bunch of times. I don't really know. I don't pay much attention to Ares. So, let's go ahead and find out.
Apparently, it doesn't take much to be the Olympian family disappointment. I mean, when you
Whoa! Okay, that's where we're starting.
consider the competition Ares deals with from his siblings, you know, the drunken parties and the felonies and the constant murders, it's kind of impressive that Ares is the only one who seems to be actually disliked. Zeus is definitely the kind of parent who, like, conspicuously brags about only some of his children. Like at the family reunion, he'll be all like, "Hey Athena, how's my favorite war god doing?" And Ares is just like one chair over. It's almost unfair, but it's also hilarious. Now,
It's hilarious.
Logically speaking, it's a little hard to tell why Ares takes so much crap from everyone. The general theory is that Ares embodies the brutality of war, the violence, the suffering, basically all the ugly, unpleasant parts. Meanwhile, Athena gets to represent the more noble parts of war: strategy, tactics, leadership, etc. A handful of smaller gods covered other aspects of war, like Nike, goddess of victory. And while in some versions Ares is Nike's father, which is a positive connotation, on the battlefield Ares only brings 3 gods: his sons Phobos and Deimos, aka fear and terror, and his sister Enyo, war goddess of discord and strife. Ares brings all the bad stuff with him. And from this perspective, it makes sense why Ares would be vilified but still worshipped. All of these bad aspects of war are non-negotiable. You don't like them, but if you want a war, you're gonna get them. You can't have a war without the ugly parts. Etymologically, Ares' name might even mean ruin or bane, which I guess would make him a necessary evil.
Red. No.
That joke would have killed it 8 years ago. Anyway.
Oh my god, it's been that long. And then this is this is like a video from like 2 years ago, I think. From Red. Maybe 4, I don't know. Oh, it's been that long. Oh my god, my concept of time is completely fucked. I'm old.
Anyway, Ares gets surprisingly little press in the mythology. He doesn't really make many appearances. I mean, he's in the Iliad, but he's not exactly the leading man, and he doesn't really come out looking very good. He most commonly shows up cameoing in other stories, or in his seminal role as Aphrodite's boy toy, and there aren't really that many stories about him. That's not to say he wasn't well liked in certain circles. The Spartans loved him, unsurprisingly, and the Homeric and Orphic hymns paint a pretty flattering picture, praising his glorious strength and indomitable spirit, which is gonna make this myth pretty embarrassing. So our story begins far from Olympus in the region of Thessaly, where 2 giants, Ephialtes and Otis, are weaving a very sinister plan. Now, Ephialtes and Otis aren't your garden variety giants. They're sons of Poseidon by a mortal woman, Iphimedea, who also happens to be married to this dude, Aloeus, and in honor of their stepfather, the giants are called the Aloidae. Now, the Aloidae are sometimes credited as being bringers of civilization and were hailed as founders in the regions of Naxos and Askra, but none of that particularly matters
Operation Waifu. My question? Any questions? Why don't I have pecs?
right now, because the more important thing is that they're planning on kidnapping some goddesses to be their wives. Ephialtes has
Yes, kidnapping people is how you marry them. Gotta love the Greeks.
his eyes set on Hera, and Otis is enamored with Artemis. And I'm not here to critique anyone's kidnapping plans, but of all the goddesses you could have chosen, way to pick ones who are 100% guaranteed to not be down with it. Anyway, the main problem the Aloidae are currently dealing with is that Olympus is pretty tall and hard to climb. And while the timeline is a little screwy, the last time a bunch of giants tried to storm Olympus, they all died, mostly from getting shot and hit by lightning. Tactically speaking, charging uphill is always a little dicey, and Mount Olympus kinda cranks that up to 11. But the brothers hatch a plan to level the playing field a little, and the Olympians are very surprised one morning to find a whole stack of mountains on their front lawn. The Aloidae are piling mountains on top of each other to reach the summit of Mount Olympus. Obviously, the Olympians aren't down with that, and there's a bit of a scuffle. But when the dust settles and the giants run off, the gods notice that someone's missing. The giants have kidnapped Ares. Well, this is terrible. Awful. awful. We have to do something. In 8 to 13 business months. Presumably not sure what else to do with him, the giants chain Ares up and lock him in a big bronze jar for an entire lunar year before their stepmother Erebos quietly contacts Hermes to let him know that Ares is stuck in her basement. I assume there's no other way to file a divine noise complaint. Anyway, with nothing else on their schedule, Hermes and Artemis embark on a rescue mission to the Aloides' lair, and while Hermes sneaks around the back to find Ares, Artemis awkwardly props an elbow on the door and goes all, "Hello, boys. Looking for me?" So after first getting
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Be cool, be cool, be cool. Be cool.
over their shock at the presence of a real live girl in their man cave, Otis is
So, come here often? Hey, wait. Where's mine?
overjoyed that his waifu of choice has made an appearance, but Ephialtes is jealous because his waifu hasn't, and the brothers start fighting. As the battle escalates, Artemis transforms herself into a deer and jumps between them. Not in a, "boys, please, there's enough of me to go around" kind of way, more of a circular firing squad situation. When they throw their spears at her, she nimbly dodges out of the way, and they kill each other. With that problem handily solved, she and Hermes bust Ares out of the jar and head back
So, if Aphrodite asks, can we say I rescued you? I missed you, man.
to Olympus, presumably to roast him for the next 100 years. Oh, and before we go, we have 2 new Olympian pins. It's Hermes and Ares. It's great. Ares is in a jar. He looks really cranky. It's really fun. Check him out. It's great.
Some folks
Frankie Ares, nice. This myth is fun because we only have really short versions, clearly referencing a longer version that had been well known at the time. The most detail we typically get is, remember that time Ares spent a whole year stuck in a jar? Hashtag quarantine vibes. Oh my god, this is the beginning of the quarantine. Which means the only reason we know the story is... What? Which means the only reason we know the story is it was basically an ancient Greek meme. Am I stupid, or is that worded weird? Which means the only reason we know this story is... I think it should be is because it was basically an ancient Greek meme.
Oh,
Anyway, that was Miscellaneous Myths, Ares' Abduction. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.